Why was there another shooting outside of a Clarksville bar on Lowe's Drive? Plus also, what did the local girl do while working at Taco Bell when a man collapsed while in the drive-thru? You may be a hunter, but what is the best way to cook wild game? That's according to Chef Andy. And then also, what does a local Democrat think of Kamala Harris as the VP pick and their online national convention? These questions and so much more will get answered today on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
What's going on? My name is Joe Padula, host of the Joe Padula Show. Former soldier with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team Strike. 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. And I'm ready. I'm ready for some real talk. I am ready for some real facts. I am ready for your real opinions. And I'm ready to party with a purpose. All right, so let's get to it today. Woo. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fight them off. Yeah, much to go over here today. Hey, we got a video deleted off of YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Which one was it?
The one where we were providing commentary on why social media deleted the coronavirus doctors outside of the White House.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
You're not allowed to talk about that.
Like, just discussion about it. Deleted.
So what they say?
Here, I'll show you exactly what they say. Let's see. Where is it? Where is what they said to me? These pansies.
Violates community guidelines.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Here, let's see what we got. All right, I'm just going to go to the display capture here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been banned from anything. Never had any of my posts taken down.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I always stay right inside those community guidelines.
Do you?
I'm a very
Hold on, I got to pull it up.
friendly person.
And I can't show you my other emails while I pull it up.
That's yes.
So just give you a second here. Woo! Other emails.
Oh, that would
Other emails.
That would have been funny.
That would be bad.
Everybody
That'd
feel
be
free
bad,
to
babe.
screenshot and look at its list of emails.
It's bad enough that when we go on the YouTube, they see what's
see your previous history and such.
Yeah.
You've been watching what?
They're like, what's coming up next?
Why would it recommend that?
And you could see for yourself. It's on the Joe Padula Show Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
All right, here now I'm ready to show it. All right, so here it is. Check this out. I got this from YouTube. Hi, Joe Padula. They say Joe Padula, which is nice. They don't call me Joseph, Joey, or Junior.
No.
So I'm like, all right, here we go. Well, as you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow. And on YouTube, your video, Why Did Social Media Really Ban the Video of Doctors Who Beat COVID, was flagged to us for review. I wonder who flagged it. Upon review, we determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. We know this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal, and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. So, I supplied a repeal.
Okay.
Appeal. Guess what I got?
What?
An automated response saying no?
Saying no. Upon further review.
One further review.
Right. Well, that was a quick further review.
Well.
Right. Yeah, so just so you're tracking, okay? Social media bias is real.
Well, I, for one, think it was a perfectly fair system, and I welcome the fact that our social media companies are looking out for our safety. And I would certainly never do anything to criticize them.
Yeah, I
They do
know.
a fantastic job.
I know you got to say that. I know. But hey, the only way that we can, I don't know, win, because we do have good conversations, and it's real conversation, and it's not hate speech, and it's not misinformation. It's conversation. All right? It's by sharing this. Share this on your timeline. There's a share button in your video feed right now. Click that button. Be like, hey, hashtag Joe Padula, whatever. And I'll tell you what, and if you do share it, you will be in the running for a free consultation with LawyerWayne.com. Can we do that now?
Oh, for free consultations. Yes.
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 Yes. If you share
The
it right
prize
now,
is a free consultation.
you get a free consultation with LawyerWayne.com.
That's right.
Know your rights, know your options. LawyerWayne.com. What's up, Dennis?
I'm just glad to know that social media, at least, is not influenced in any way by left-wing liberal politics.
As a Democrat, how can you say that? I mean, you're a big Tulsi fan. Look what you're wearing.
That's right. I just got back from Hawaii.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Did you hang out with the Gabbards?
I was in Oahu, Manaki or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that one of the islands?
Monaco.
Yeah, we were on the beach. It was great. Had some Mai Tais and all that. Yeah, I was hanging out with Tulsi and Abe.
Did you hit up Mike Gabbard? I like Mike, her father.
Mike's awesome.
Yeah, Mike's a man.
Okay, now I gotta stop lying. I gotta stop lying.
Oh,
I didn't go to Hawaii. You just
Damn
broke
it.
the lie.
Damn it.
But because you dropped Mike Gabbard's name, Senator Mike Gabbard's awesome. You had him on the
Yep,
show.
absolutely.
Half-hour interview was awesome.
Thanks to you. Half of it. The other half. Chef Andy in the house. What's up, Chef Andy?
Hey,
You're up from Tejas, huh?
I am.
Texas, in town, and you're hanging out with Aunt D, huh?
That's right.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you. Wiz Advertising's very own Deborah. What's going on, Deborah
Hey,
Johnson?
Joe.
It's great to have you on the show.
Good to see you.
What do you think of the new studio?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that your niece is quite the chef, huh, Chef Andy?
Yes. Oh, I do.
Well, hey, you may think that you're a hunter, but she knows how to do the cooking of wild game. So we're going to go into it. I can't wait to ask about how to eat beaver. All right. So
YouTube just flagged this one.
no, they'll allow that stuff.
Oh,
They'll allow Cardi B videos, okay? With F this and this. Here's my booty, boo, boo, boo. Right. But honest conversation.
Spot-on impression, by the way.
Thank you, Lawyer Wayne.
Joe.
Well, yes, Dennis.
I know Cardi B.
Personally?
I admire Cardi B.
Uh-huh.
You, sir, are no Cardi B.
Oh, I can't wait to talk politics with Dennis Poffin. He's such a cool guy, and he has such a cool demeanor about things, and he's well informed. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. But first, let's go right into a local focus, okay? Man, another shooting, Lowe's Drive here in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Allegedly.
No. According to police reports, there was a shooting. Yes.
The police reports allege that there was a shooting.
Okay. All right, lawyer. That's why he's a lawyer. Again, share this. Get that free consultation. I know you got something going on where you need a lawyer. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Pull up the map. Oh, Clarksville. Like, we just had another in the same area in, I believe it was July.
Yeah, that was July 4th. Those were fireworks, Joe.
No, it was July 4th, and then it was into the July 5th. Okay, you guys know this area, right? Lowe's Drive.
Fairly familiar with it.
All right. Outside of a bar. Well, here's how the story goes. So, according to the Clarksville Police Department, all right, the 3:30 a.m. this morning, the two couples became involved in an altercation outside of a business of the on Lowe's Drive there. They always put the 2200 block of Lowe's Drive. They never give you a specific event. Why is that, Lawyer Wayne?
You don't need to put anything in there that people don't need to know.
Why not?
Yeah, you just generally need to identify that's in the county is all they got to prove.
Yeah, nothing.
Just to show jurisdiction.
Okay.
They could leave it as simple as in our county.
What's up, Deborah? How you doing? All right.
Good.
Hold on, I'm about to cover you in just a moment. All right, so here we go. Let's go back to this story here, where they got these couples, and one of the couples was asked to leave by the management, according to the police report, management of the business. As the couple was leaving, the reports say that threats were made about coming back to the business to shoot up the place, quote unquote. Okay. So soon after this, according to the reports, the couple that had been asked to leave returned to the parking lot of the business, and it said that they became involved in another altercation with the same couple from before. Okay, is this making sense yet?
I can picture it.
But now you said this was 3:30 in the morning.
3 a.m. when bars are closed.
Right.
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 All right. So, nonetheless, during this altercation, several gunshots were fired and 2 individuals were shot. The 2 that were shot, a male and a female, okay, were the couple that had originally been asked to leave the business. So, and that's the one that they asked to leave and they returned, according to the reports. Now, both were transported to the hospital. Condition unknown at this moment, by the way. I haven't been receiving any updates on that. Yeah, the other shooting that took place was the early morning, around 3 a.m. of July 5th. Remember that one involved a cop that was off duty?
Yeah, I remember this.
Right? Right here. Let me just go to that one real quick, because of that one's a little weird too, because same location it looks like. Yeah, there was another shooting where a guy, and there was an off-duty cop, okay? I think he was an out-of-town off-duty cop, too.
Yeah, I think he was from
Kentucky. Right? And he was like, hey, calm down, people, off-duty cop. And that off-duty cop got shot in the arm, right? If I remember correctly?
Don't remember.
Because the off-duty cop from Kentucky stopped by the business to meet a friend, according to his report. He was in the parking lot as the shooting began, and the off-duty attempted to de-escalate the situation. And then, he got hit in the arm, I believe it was. So what's going on over there?
What kind of bar is this?
It's...
I mean,
I've never seen any problems there, though.
Kind of.
Well, apparently all the problems are taking place after it's already closed anyway. So.
Or after last call.
Is this going to affect their business?
So basically, this guy from Kentucky comes along.
Uh-huh.
And the folks in Tennessee are like, look, Governor Bill Lee makes you wear a mask in the state of Tennessee. And he says, well, I'm from Kentucky, so I ain't wearing no mask. And they're like, as long as you're drinking in Clarksville, Tennessee, you're going to put a mask on. He said no.
Sure.
I would go with that, but that was July 5th, the morning of July 5th, when there was no mask mandate here in Montgomery County.
All
Right.
All right.
And Governor Beshears have had a mask mandate for a good while now.
Oh, yeah, Kentucky. That's right. Deborah lives in Kentucky.
Good
Oh,
Democrat.
Bay, what do you think of this? You've been here your whole life.
Yeah.
You've seen bars shut down because of shootings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time they was shooting, they shut down the bar.
What was the one off of Wilma Rudolph that had a couple of shootings?
Talk about the lodge.
The Lodge.
Lodge. Yeah.
Right? Remember the Lodge?
Yes.
Lawyer Wayne, you were there when it happened?
And
Yeah.
I was not.
Okay.
Over by the mall.
Yes, right. Bay, does this bar...
I know what you're talking about.
I know a couple people that goes there.
Yeah, me too. And I know people that have a good time there.
Yeah.
But what is going on? This is another shooting. Another one, someone being hit. Within less than 2 months. Lawyer Wayne.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on all
It's
of
the
this?
rap music and the violent video games.
But
We gotta put, these kids are sitting
Yep.
around playing their Minecraft, listening to Insane Clown Posse, and they go out and they 3 in the morning they want to shoot
Well,
somebody.
first of all, they're not kids.
That's right. They're
Well-
not kids.
Well,
That's a good point, Ben. They're not kids.
kids grow up.
Well, the problem is, though, do we really need to talk to the Army about, marksmanship and all that? Because nobody's dying in any of these shootings.
I don't
so-
think they're soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, if they were soldiers,
Yeah.
I don't know if we would have found out about it right
Be
away.
getting hit in the arm and stuff.
Okay, right.
Haven't had a lot of soldiers get involved in the shootings and stuff, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Lawyer Wayne would know.
Hadn't had a lot of rabble rousing from the.
Chef Andy,
Yes.
you go to the bars a lot, right? You look like a party girl.
Not that often, but yeah.
Ever get into a fight at a bar?
You don't have to answer that
Have
question.
I ever
Yeah.
gotten into a fight at a bar?
No, that means yes. If piano ringtone goes off, that means yes.
That was the intro to my.
Yeah.
Have I ever?
Yeah, have I ever? Have you ever got into a bar fight?
Put a finger
Yes.
down if
Okay.
you ever got into a bar fight.
What happened?
Put a finger down if it was over a woman.
Was it over a girl?
Definitely not.
Was it over a guy?
Definitely not.
What was it over?
Which
The most
Oh,
recent.
which time? Yes.
The most recent bar fight.
recent bar fight, the man was acting a fool.
You got in a fight with a guy
I did.
at a bar.
I did.
Yeah. Did you go up to the man and say you're acting a fool,
Well, the man was doing foolish things
such as?
near me.
Oh, was it flirtatious things?
Mm-hmm. On
Yeah.
a dance floor, and I asked him to stop, and he didn't. And I asked him to stop, and he didn't. And then
Was he touching?
And then at some point, after a little bit, I turned around and he had his pants were not quite buttoned like they should have been always.
You didn't have a button pants?
No, the button was, and the zipper was kind of lower, and the
Well-
music playing, he was trying to maybe dance to that on me,
Oh.
and it didn't work out well for him. So.
Dennis, when you got approached by Chef Andy that day,
Yeah, that's what happens when I drink too much.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
No, I've had that. I've gotten fights with women in bars before.
yeah,
Yeah. They won't come up, smack me right in the middle of the bar. I'm like, Mom,
Mom, get home.
My friends
you're making me look bad.
But I got to tell you, I mean, people are very, very stressed, and they are looking for,
Yeah.
the, you
They're
know,
pumped up.
going out
This was quite a while ago. Though.
and enjoying a good time.
Yeah.
You know, and in this situation here, just calm down, people.
Yeah.
Put your pride's a sin, by the way. All right. And if it's happening at 3:00, like Dennis pointed that out earlier, I
Nothing.
mean, that's closing time.
Nothing good happens at 3 a.m., Joe. Nothing.
Your mama always said nothing good happens
That's right.
after midnight.
I wonder if they were arguing the bill because tabbing out time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who ordered all these lemon drops?
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody put this on my bill.
It could have been lots of things.
Could have been.
I don't remember getting any mozzarella sticks.
Right. Exactly. Could have been. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
And it would be inappropriate for us to wildly speculate.
I know, but it's good
I'm
to.
not gonna.
No.
I mean, there could be some wild dancing going on too.
Yeah, maybe
That happens.
Maybe it was wild dancing. It was two couples, right? And I hope the couples that went to the hospital, I hope a full recovery, no doubt about it. But damn, calm down, people, calm down. But take it easy over there. 2 shootings, 1 month and a half.
It's just tough right now. You don't have that release. You don't have those pro sports going on. Not in the traditional sense, right?
Right.
The presidential race is over.
You don't even have a real convention for the Democrats. It's
Exactly.
Wait until we talk about
There's
that.
all this pent up frustration.
Oh my God.
Joe, are you pent up?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's too easy to get pent up because mainstream media and news outlets, their new mission is to divide and create fear.
Yes.
I have
100%.
full facts, and that's not opinion. I have facts to prove that as a fact.
But how do you release, Joe? How do you release that built up volcanic tension, that stress?
Lori Wayne, can you check if my mom is watching the
Right. I want to know how you release.
a cigar?
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Here, listen, my friends. No joke. Apple cider. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you what works for me.
Dr. Joe Padula.
Apple cider vinegar with the mother. Take a shot of it every day. Mm-hmm. All right. It's gonna take care of your body. It's gonna help your mind. I like to take zinc. Zinc is great for my immune system. All these events that I do every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, I'm out in the public. Not social distancing. Sorry, I'm working. I got things to do. I got money to make. I got bills to pay. And I don't want to rely on the government to take care of me. But nonetheless, immune system, my friends. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. I'm not stressed. And if somebody insults me or something like that, don't worry about it.
That's right.
Pride's a sin. It's cool to be proud. It's bad to be prideful. Isn't that right, Lawyer Wayne?
That's right.
You know.
You look good, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You look
Dennis.
healthy.
You know, I feel, well, I bought a house. And I've been sleeping better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And eating better. And,
He's got a grill.
right.
Are you still doing that carnivore diet? Didn't you do the carnivore diet?
Well, I do eat meats,
Meat.
but no carbs or less carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, less carbs. Low
Keto.
carbs. Kind of keto. More like, keto-ish.
Yeah.
Keto-ech. Right. Speaking of dieting, Taco Bell. Did you see this one? Check this out.
Life-saving act caught on camera. A customer just waiting in line at the drive-thru of a Taco Bell passed out behind the wheel. Employees jumped into action, calling for help and performing CPR until paramedics arrived.
Which
And
Taco
as
Bell
News
is
Channel
that?
5 seen it.
Madison Street.
Okay.
Right? Everyone knows the Taco Bell on Madison Street. Oh, pop quiz, hot shots. Don't forget, Chemo's tonight. Big prize trivia.
Uh-huh.
How many Taco Bells are in the city of Clarksville?
4.
You're going with 4. Dennis, you're going with 4. Anyone?
7.
Bay's going 7. Lawyer Wayne?
6.
6. Okay.
I was going 6.
Yeah. Deborah, what do you think?
5.
The answer is 6. Nice job. Very good. Very good. We do have a Clarksville round in the should I give a little? No, you're going to be playing tonight. I can't give any hints.
As
That's
Slim
right.
shows us. This heroic act indeed was caught on surveillance.
Talk about being at the
Before we get into this, Bay, I can't believe they haven't fired this guy yet. Rory? It's so boring.
He been there ever since I can remember.
Right. You know what I mean? No, okay, back to the story. Sorry.
Surveillance.
talk about being at the right place at the right time.
See, I'm glad they got third graders doing voiceovers for the for these new stories.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Kids are out of school. Boom, let's get them working.
Sonia Nixon Frazier, who usually works the night shift at the Taco Bell on Madison Street in Clarksville, came in early that day to help the general manager.
Manager. I'm glad they got kids from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
To do.
I didn't know AOC was doing reading the news and
to do local news.
Noticed that the line wasn't moving. We're usually very busy around that time, and we wasn't getting that bell wasn't ringing.
I reached out to her today, thanks to the heads up of Lawyer Wayne, to get her on the show. So we'll find out if, hopefully we'll get a response. We'd love to help tell her story.
All right.
Face to face.
So one of the employees noticed that a car was turned the wrong way in the drive-thru.
Sonia says an employee noticed a man passed out behind the wheel. She ran outside while another employee called 911.
Is this a security camera, or is this
It looked like it.
someone on the roof?
I think it's
cell
a
phone.
security camera.
Why is it moving so much? Right?
I think
It probably is the one that
I think they maybe zoomed in digitally.
Oh, okay.
And somebody's manually adjusting to
Okay.
follow the
Called
action.
911.
It's probably a wide angle lens.
Put him on the ground. I told him to put him on his left side, and I felt for a pulse, and it was very vague. It was very hard to find it. I found it, but it was barely there. That he was just turning blue, his whole face.
Damn.
His ears, his lips, fingertips, everything was blue.
Sonia, who
By the way, I learned this in broadcast school, okay? So you'll see the shot that they got. This is called rule of thirds. Notice that she is not centered, okay? But just a bit to the left or to the right on this one. She's to the left.
Props to the camera guy.
And, you know, see the Taco Bell right there, okay? And the drive-thru where it took place.
that's right.
This is called the setting shot. All right.
Someone went
Good
out
to
there to the
know.
location, walked around, said, all right, this is the place.
This is the
This
spot.
is where we're going to do it. Go stay here. We're
Now-
going to get this like
Right.
this.
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Dennis.
Did the gentleman end up paying for his order? Because I used to do the same thing to get out of paying my rent.
Maybe.
Every month, I'd fake a heart attack on the 30th.
You're
Dennis.
suggesting that this man goes through Taco Bell. They
Dennis.
make you pay before they give you your order.
Oh, my
They're not
God.
going to.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't even get the order.
You think he's laying on the ground? I need a Baja Blast.
Bless. Let's fi-
Bring him
As soon
Baja
as she
Blast.
revived him, he's like,
Yeah.
my Mountain Dew.
yeah. Let's see what he's got.
previously worked as a home health care worker, performed CPR for nearly 15 minutes until paramedics arrived.
Imagine she never had that CPR training. This man would be dead. Right?
Could be.
Could be. Good for her. There is a God.
Normally a germaphobe, Sonia says that went out the door even during the coronavirus pandemic.
You know, breathe for me, baby. You know, get up. You gotta breathe for me. You know, flip him back over, start a CPR again.
Wow.
The customer did
You know, that's interesting. Because there you are. Okay? You know, the media's got you all fearing and everything, okay? And I hear you. Everyone's worried about germs, okay? Do you do mouth to mouth? Andy, are you doing the mouth to mouth to the guy?
I don't. Maybe.
Well, okay, we'll take that as a maybe.
All right.
Lawyer Wayne, you doing mouth to mouth to the guy?
So last training I heard was mouth to mouth isn't really that necessary in most CPRs. The chest compressions
Right.
are enough. Don't take my advice on life-saving techniques, though.
I
I haven't done it since
yeah.
Boy Scouts.
For CPR training,
I have the training, but I have never used it.
you know who does the best training in town? Water Dogs Scuba and Safety.
I should go there and get the latest.
And they certify businesses.
Right.
Do you know how much? I mean, it's a big insurance break if your employees get CPR trained.
There you go.
Right. So contact Water Dogs Scuba and Safety in Clarksville, Tennessee. The entire show is a promotion.
Wow.
It is. That's what it is, really.
Everybody should know how to do CPR.
Yeah. Yeah. I do mouth to mouth. It depends on the age.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that you
And
just-
gender.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
that
oh,
you
yeah,
could just
and
let.
gender. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that you could just let anybody, if you're watching them die, and that's what it takes to. I mean, it doesn't
Then you
matter
do it.
gender,
Right.
age,
Then you do
whatever.
it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, especially you're watching.
So CPR
them.
doesn't necessarily
I
mean
probably
mouth
would
to
say
mouth.
yeah.
No,
Yeah, I know
it-
that's what I was
right,
thinking
right.
too.
This guy sounds like he was getting
Yep.
breathing problems,
Yep.
turning blue on your fingertips and such.
Absolutely. I used to watch Baywatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasselhoff.
That's where I learned.
Yeah.
That's where I learned.
Just works. Yeah.
Gain consciousness. Sonia says all she could do in that moment was cry. Thankful
Wow.
that she was at the right place at the right time.
This
I
was
couldn't have did it
yesterday.
by myself.
This
and
was,
in case you're
yeah,
wondering,
yeah.
Sonia
Wow.
did get a COVID-19 test, and she said her results were negative. In Clarksville, Sina Salim, News Channel 5.
Listen, you don't have to do the mask when you're doing the reporting, okay?
Yeah.
It just...
Come on,
But why did
Smurfette.
they do the test on him? Because he choked?
Did it on her.
They did it on her.
She did it on her.
After performing the
She went
CPR,
and got a test.
then she got tested.
so she could come back to work. 'Cause
Right.
Everybody just saw her
Right.
doing CPR. Now she's good to go back.
Did
to
he have it? Did he have
I don't know, but that's weird.
Doesn't-
Like, what if you go home and
Nobody
you're,
cares
and
if
you're
he has it.
smooching?
She's the one making the tacos.
Yeah, I know, but I know.
Okay.
It's weird with the testing. Okay.
Okay.
Joe, have you been tested yet?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Not for COVID though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not for COVID.
You're like, you're tested every day.
Yeah, but hey, good for Sonia.
Yeah.
Good for her. I mean, let me tell you something. Clarksville, proud moment. Okay, one of your own stepped up and said, "I got this. Thank God I got some training in me. Boom, we're gonna keep this guy alive." And he owes $8.99. All right, that's right. I do wonder if they did have to pay for his meal, or did somebody at the job? Because I don't think he got the meal.
Right.
Because he goes to the hospital afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Who walked away with the meal?
Yeah.
I saw in the newspaper report that she had invited him to come back to Taco Bell in his bed.
Yes.
I
Lunch is
bet
on
that
her.
they gave him a
Wow.
gift card.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh, I bet she gets a raise.
You almost died in our
Right. I don't
know about
driveway.
that.
Here's $25 gift card.
Rates are
for
set
sure.
by corporate.
I wonder why she got out of the healthcare industry. Right? Maybe because it's a crappy industry to work in. I don't know. But hey, Sonia, I sent out the invite to your Facebook Messenger. Come on the show. Come hang out with us. And we would love to buy you lunch. And it won't be Taco Bell because I'm sure you're sick of eating it already. Right? You never offer anyone the food that they work at.
No.
Right. Tell you what, I will personally take you to Kimo's Hawaiian Bar and Grill. Great Hawaiian food, downtown 125. And yes, there is big prize trivia tonight, 7 o'clock. $100 for the first place team. I told you the whole show's a promotion. Okay, let's just be honest here.
That's right.
All right, coming up next. Let's get into it. I know you guys are hunters out there. I know you gals are hunters out there, all right? But so is Chef Andy. And not only is she a hunter, not only is she a killer of animals, okay? She is also a cook and a chef. So we're going to talk about how is the best way to cook wild game. Well, hunting season's actually, arrow season's coming up in just a little bit here in Tennessee.
Bow season.
Bow
Yeah,
season.
arrow season,
arrow
Joe.
season. I'm from New York.
It's bow season, though.
Not a lot of bow and arrows out there.
Not too many people kill animals with
Yeah.
bows. Most of them use arrows.
Robin Hood season is coming up real soon.
Bullet season's later.
Jerks. Chef Andy, she's up next on the Joe Padula Show. Clarksville continues with their party with a purpose. Absolutely. Jerks.
Salutations. This is Casey Bryant with Local Clarksville. Don't forget to download our app to find local places to eat, shop, and play. You're listening to the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Water dogs scuba and safety. There's a whole world to discover underwater, and at Water Dog Scuba and Safety, they're here to help you explore it. Veteran and locally owned, and whether you're already an expert diver or beginner seeking adventure, Water Dogs offers private and scheduled dive trainings for all ages. Get those kids, but no dogs. Go check out their Facebook page. Look at their underwater videos. 681 North Spring Street, downtown Clarksville. Go say hello to Rich and Cecil and the team at Water Dog Scuba and Safety.
Welcome to Journey's Eye Studio of Clarksville, where one-of-a-kind vintage and modern furnishings are awaiting your arrival. Journey's Eye provides the special touches ideal for homeowners, businesses, realtors, and designers alike. The handcrafted Journey's Eye pieces are created in Clarksville, with unique items collected from around the world at affordable prices. Meet and greet Jody and Steve at 131 Franklin Street in historic downtown Clarksville, and visit online at journeyseyestudio.com. Journey's Eye Studio, enhancing your home and business surroundings.
The following is a paid advertisement for legal services.
Hello, Clarksville. Lawyer Wayne here. Yes, I am a real lawyer, and yes, I have 9 kids.
Do you know what the number one complaint about lawyers is? It's not how much they cost or even how good a job they do. It's that they don't return phone calls. Well, if you go to lawyerwayne.com, I've got my cell phone number on there. You put it in your phone, and if you need a lawyer, text me. You can come down to my office at 120 South 2nd Street. We can talk about your case. I offer free consultations. Know your rights, know your options. LawyerWayne.com.
Hey, this is Teresa Jarvis, Mayor of Oak Grove, and Oak Grove loves Joe Padula. But Joe, come on now. Enough with the Cat West jokes. Absolutely.
Joe Padula Show, absolutely. I'm still getting crap for saying arrow season. Bow season. Jokes. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. If you're on the live video feed, appreciate you. We just got done talking about the shootings in Clarksville, and also a hero in Clarksville that saved a man's life, the Taco Bell. So if you ever need to go back and listen to this, if you're catching us on the iHeartRadio, just go to iHeartRadio, download that app, type in The Joe Padula Show. There we are. Those on the video feed, we need your help. Please share these on your timeline. YouTube deleted some of our videos. The latest one, honest talk about a Arona iris. I'm afraid of saying it because of the bots. There's all these bots out there. I don't care. I don't care. I'm never going to stop fighting. Never going to stop fighting for you. You and your right to freely speak. See that flag behind me? Yep. I don't mind fighting. I don't. Speaking of fighting, our next guest has been in many bar fights.
Oh, no. I just said which one.
I love it. But she's tough. She's out there. She's hunting. She's fishing. She's also cooking. She is Chef Andy. What's up, Chef Andy? How are you?
Hey, thank you.
You're in town for how long for?
Till Monday.
Till Monday. She's out of Texas, okay? And let me tell you, she knows how to cook wild game. I know you guys all think you know how to do it. She knows how to put you to shame with this.
That's true.
What brings you to Tennessee? What do you got going on?
There's a birthday going on for one of my friends named Amy. She's turning 45. And then I'm going to see my Aunt Deborah.
Aunt Deborah.
I know. And then my cousins, Josh. So. Yeah.
Well, you got the and cooking wise, were you always good cook, good chef? When did you become Chef Andy?
About 10 years ago.
10 years ago, you're like, listen, I gotta do the culinary. I gotta get trained. I gotta do this.
It wasn't exactly like that, but yeah, kind of.
But and this is like.
It was more like I was an architect for 10 years. So then before that, and then was building homes and commercial buildings, and then kind of did some things and moved it around, and then culinary. I thought, well, hell, how could it not help you in your life to know how to cook?
Right.
And then it kind of just went from there, and then it's blown up ever since.
Boom.
And then now found my little niche because I thought, let's put them together. And I've always cooked what I've killed, so no matter what, I don't ever waste anything.
And you've always been a hunter, huh?
Always, since 4 years old.
Always. What was your first kill?
Buck. A small little spike.
A buck.
Yep.
A small spot buck. And
Spike.
a spike. And did you kill them with an arrow or a bullet?
No, a bullet.
Okay, there you go.
Is bullet killing?
Yeah, bullet killing. Jerks. Okay. So now cooking wild game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could provide some insight and advice. All right, such as, let's try this one. All right, deer seems to be the most popular.
It is.
Okay, so what's the best way to cook it?
Well, it depends on how it's done. I mean, whether you grind it, whether you put it in. I mean, because obviously everybody loves deer chili, and then you've got, the backstrap. That's always good. And you can
What's
grill those
backstrap?
Backstraps on
That's
the
the filet mignon, right?
correct
And a cow.
of the deer.
Oh. Okay.
Of any animal.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I don't
of
know
the
that we
best.
call it filet mignon when it comes from something other than a cow. Do
I don't
we?
think-
I've always heard it called
kinda like it,
backstrap.
though.
I don't know what we call it on pig. I assume pigs have them.
I got my baby back, baby back, baby back.
But,
Got my
have to look
baby
that
back,
up.
Baby back. Okay. Now, the deer itself, how long is that process? Okay, say you shoot a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boom. Now, you take it back, you skin it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you got to take the meat off of the bones and stuff, or do you gut?
Do you do that yourself, or do you have someone else?
It depends, but I have done it.
There are services that do that for you, right?
Correct. They're all over the place. Yes, but that's probably the most popular, so you don't have to do it yourself.
Uh-huh.
But
is it pricey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're getting it. You can get it. You kill that deer, you can send it back. They send it back to you in. It can be in hamburger. It can be in the backs are all cut up for you, ready to go. It can have. Sausages, different anything you want with the venison, and they have it all ready and spices done, and they bring it to you in a big old box, and you're good to go. So it's kind of a cool deal, and then you just go home and freeze it or do whatever with it.
What's the best way to cook deer?
That's what I would say. Grill it.
Grill it.
Yeah, anything on the griller. Anything that you're gonna grill.
I had deer jerky before, right?
Mm-hmm,
Not bad. Yeah,
I made
venison jerky.
That came out really well. I made that once. I'm told that as far as just eating a piece of deer meat, that the backstrap is really the only piece that's good enough to eat. Is that?
No, then they're cooking it wrong.
Okay.
I promise
What else on a deer would you cook? Not ground up, put it into a chili or a sausage or something. What other parts are worth eating by themselves?
Any of the meat is good. Whenever you're doing it, you can do any of the hind. You can do all sorts of stuff, and then it's the way that you marinate it is the problem. And people think it's pretty gamey, or it's tastes like venison, like it's got a lot of sour in it. You can, marinate it in Italian dressing. You can do it in buttermilk. You can do it depending on if you're going to fry it, make little nuggets out of it. If you're going to do, but I don't really fry a lot of food. I know.
What is exactly venison?
Is deer.
Okay,
Same thing. It's just the meat of the deer. It's called.
Then why do we call it venison?
Fancy name.
Yeah, fancy.
I don't know.
I'll tell you all about exactly why if you want to hear it.
Why is that, Lawyer Wayne?
All right. So back in the day, back in jolly old England, the fancy people spoke French, right? But all the regular peasants spoke English. So in English, we would call it a cow. But by the time it made it to the dinner plate of the fancy nobleman, they'd be talking about beef because it's French. Same way where pig becomes pork and deer becomes venison.
Venison. Got it.
It's a different name by the time it turns into meat.
But chicken is chicken.
Yep.
Chicken is chicken.
And turkey is turkey.
They didn't eat chickens back then. Not in the way we do.
Right.
It was not popular.
Quail is quail. Dove is dove.
Duck.
And deer is venison.
And right. It's not fair.
But any of those wild game, some of those have, and then the dark meat and the light meat, meaning like a lot of people don't like rabbit or duck because they're more of a dark meat and they are oily.
Yes, I've had that, and I've had that complaint. How do you fix that?
The way you marinate it, and then the seasonings on it.
It's all about marination. Okay, boom, you got a duck. You're gonna cook it up. The feathers, they're all out.
Just like that.
All right, and all the gizzards and whatever you use for catching catfish or whatever you people do down here.
That's right.
You can eat gizzards. I eat gizzards.
Livers and gizzards.
Okay,
Throw away good gizzards.
Okay,
Catfish.
Giving away your gizzards.
I can't do it. I've tried it. Okay, but now how do you cook the duck? You got the duck meat. Okay, how long do you marinate it for?
You can see it bleeding. You can see it go out. You'll know. You might even have to change it sometimes to get it all out. It can go overnight. It can go. You'll know by the way the milk looks or the Italian dressing. If it's bleeding out. Then
So that's what you're marinating it with?
Mm-hmm.
Milk?
You can do buttermilk. You can do. That's if you're going to fry it.
This
really.
is all news to me. Buttermilk.
And then actually, even if you grill it, you can take it out and let it. But it
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got something in there to make it all. Not as gamey, and it tastes really good.
So yeah, I want to try your duck then. Now, what about rabbit though? Rabbit.
Rabbit's really good too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't had it
I
right
haven't done
then.
a rabbit on a spigot like you have a little and you turn it.
I don't know if you can say that word anymore.
That's not a good word. That's a thing.
Don't listen.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, all the venison burger I've ever had, we always had to add a lot of fat to it, though.
People add pork or people add something.
a lot of
because
pork.
it's very
to it
lean.
when you
See,
grind
you would
it up.
like it.
I
It's
like
Yeah,
it.
it's
really
very lean. It's like you, Joe. It's lean meat.
Lean is good.
It is good.
Yeah.
That's what makes good jerky.
Right.
Okay.
Not a lot of fat in that jerky.
Now, okay.
So it's really healthy. Anything. You actually look at the animal, and that's how you know. If you look at a cow, you can see the fatty part. You look at it. You look at a deer, look how lean and strong it is, and that's what. There's no fat on it, so why would there be?
What about the little birds? Like dove season's coming up, right?
Yes, it's coming up in Texas here September 1st.
How can that be any good?
It's amazing. And
yeah.
most the
Yeah, but how much meat's on it?
About a nugget's worth, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Well, but you cook it different. Everybody, just a Texas thing is going to be the bacon wrapped jalapeno with cream cheese.
Oh,
and you
my
put the
God.
little and you wrap it up.
Oh, that's
Bacon wrapped jalapeno cream cheese dove.
Wow.
Oh, that's where it's at.
That
Everybody
sounds all right.
eats it. But then
Dove. Right. You're gonna be eating Dove at that point.
You can throw some dove in there if you want.
French for dove. Let's see. Wild hog. What's the difference between eating a wild hog and like a pig?
They taste completely different.
Really?
And then it matters.
But they
on,
both snort, right?
They're both. They're just ugly, and one stinks nasty funk, and then the other one.
Oh, those are the ones that leave the electric cowboy at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes.
Yes. Those are the hogs. Yes. But no, and then on those, when you're even killing them, I mean, you want them off your land. They're a hazard. You can kill them any time of year, anytime you want.
I
Just
see these
get rid of them
videos.
suckers.
They are like they're killers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and then they just tear up your land, and
Like
I mean,
land
you're-
between the lakes, they got a big problem up there with these pigs.
Pests.
And
Yeah.
you're maybe, I mean, if you have deer, you probably have a deer feeder, you're feeding it, or you're hunting. Okay, well, they're coming and eating all your stuff. Nobody
Yeah.
wants any of that.
So how do you kill them? Booby traps?
You can trap them.
I want booby traps.
Or shoot them
Where
when they're done.
Where you put the feeder on and then it just collapses into a hole with spikes, and you're here.
You want to do spike trap hunting?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Is that how Rambo John Jay did it when he killed that?
Love it.
I don't think that's legal.
You have
I think that might count as animal cruelty.
You can't do the spikes.
I've read that law recently. I don't know that hunting deer with spike traps is legal. Don't do that without consulting an attorney first, people.
Private property. You have rights.
And on that pig, you do not eat it after about 120, 125 pounds.
Oh, a
And that's
wild pig.
A wild hog, yeah. You don't, because it gets tough and nasty and stinky.
Like a lobster. You don't eat it when it's too big. It's just no good. Right.
I think you lost us on lobster, Joe.
Oh, I love lobster. Yeah. Oh,
That's at New York.
absolutely.
We don't have lobsters.
2.5 pounds. You're good.
Yep.
All right. So now I learned about pigs and wild hogs. It's more than just a crappy movie from the mid 2000s. Remember that movie, back?
I thought it was pretty.
Nah, it was funny. It was funny. Turtle.
Turtle. So
No.
good. Turtle soup. Oh my gosh, it
I
is.
don't
Yes.
like turtle.
No, okay.
I don't like turtle.
Chef Andy, how do you cook a turtle that would make me think, okay, I'll eat that?
In a soup.
Okay, in a soup, but I don't know.
You gotta try it. That's what everybody said. I'm gonna have to. You gotta eat it, and then you'll know. You'll say, "What is
Doesn't
this?
the
It's so
shell
amazing."
get stuck in the
There's no
teeth?
shell, honey. You gotta boil the shell out.
Yeah.
You stick him in the, and you gotta get him boiled in there, and you
It's like a
rip off
lobster.
all the-
You don't put the shell in there.
yeah, you rip off all the shell and get him.
You'd
killed.
probably be a good shell cracker
I would.
at a turtle factory.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The only turtles you've ever had are
You
those
just pick 'em
chocolate
up.
ones with caramel.
You're
right?
damn right. You're damn right. I used to. I don't know if I could eat turtle. I don't know.
Good.
I bet it is good. I'll never say not once. I'll try. You know what I mean? I'll always try something. Squirrel? Really?
Yeah.
Taco
It's really
meat.
good.
Yeah.
Taco meat.
Taco meat.
It's squirrel good.
Now, what about squirrel brains? What is that about?
Come on. Come on.
I'm telling you, I've heard this.
It is. I have heard that. I personally have not eaten the brains. I've eaten a lot of weird stuff out of the animals.
My
but
grandfather used to eat
Squirrel brains?
Brains.
Brains.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would know how. I mean, I guess I could find somebody that knows
My
how to cook 'em that
grandfather
well,
loved
but-
it. Squirrel brains.
Squirrel
and
brains.
eggs.
Brains,
Deborah,
okay.
right? And eggs?
Mix
Squirrel
them
brain
together.
Squirrel brains and eggs.
Is it like potted meat? No, I'm just kidding.
But squirrel brains, and I've
I
also
just
heard
have-
of pig brains.
Well,
I haven't tried that either.
Like my grandfather said.
Not against it, but
like my grandfather said, from Tudor to the rooter.
From tutor to the rooter. Okay, all right. Now, what about fish and everything?
I've been fishing a lot lately.
Now, is fish different? You know what I mean? Say you get like a channel catfish, which, by the way, is one of the state's fish of Tennessee.
Is it different than?
Is it different than, say, you caught a smallmouth bass, which is the other state fish of Tennessee?
It is different.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Trivia
I
Chemos
like it.
Wednesdays.
Look at you.
How many fish have you ever cleaned, Joe?
Cleans? Well, the sunny that I caught, it went on the dirt, so I had to wash it off again. So I made it all
Cleaned it
nice. I
off.
cleaned it
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Well, when he was on that keto diet, he scraped the tartar sauce off his fillet of fish.
Yeah, they're
One
too much
time.
tartar. Too much. No, but I hear you. I've did it once when I was young when I caught a trout. That was it. I'm just not.
Trout fishing's fun.
Yeah, I'm just not a fish cleaner guy.
Catfish, you have to work.
I mean, other than bread it and fry it, how else you want to eat a fish?
No. I
that's
don't
what
want
you
to eat
do it.
fried.
You got to
Nah, you
debone it and everything, right?
Bread
On-
and deep fried.
no,
That's what you do.
You fillet it.
Yeah.
Debone it, however you want to put it, but it's not deboned. You fillet it.
Right,
But
right.
yes, very close.
Yeah, debone it. You know, usually when I debone it, I drink too much wine. So, sorry, Lawyer Wayne. I know it's a family show. But speaking of which, beaver, really?
Beaver, yes.
No.
Yes, beaver.
It's
I
so
never even
rare
occurred
to
me.
eat beaver that tastes good.
You know, I actually saw a dead beaver over by
You got me
Lowe's
on
on Madison.
Uh-huh.
It was a lot bigger than I expected. I didn't realize those beavers were that
Oh
big.
yeah, man, you need to come to my neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, they just be hanging
You got
out.
some big beavers over
Ben's
there.
got all the big beavers over there.
Joe, you seen them?
Oh, no comment. All right, how do you cook beaver? I mean, is it like rabbit?
No, it's more like elk. More like an elk texture. It's
Really?
kind of sweeter. Mm-hmm.
It's sweeter. So beaver does taste good.
It does, really good. And you
The
would
myth
eat,
is true.
like the backstrap of that is definitely what you want to eat on
Can
the
you-
beaver. And then you can actually eat their legs. And their legs, you skin their
What
legs.
about their
and you split
tail?
them
Can you
apart.
can you eat their tails?
Yeah, there's something with that. And then, but people are, I mean, if you look up beaver tail, they do something in the bacon thing.
Because I've had alligator tail.
I love alligator.
Right.
That's my next hunt. Is an alligator hunt.
You're gonna go hunting alligator?
Yes, I am.
Can you wear a GoPro when you do it?
Yes.
That'd be a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta start. You gotta start capturing your hunting ventures on camera and then upload them to your social media.
I'm ready.
Telling you, Chef Andy, you got the
doing it.
link in this video for if you want to comment on her. All right, just
it.
click the link, send her a message, say, "Hey, I got questions." Chef Andy will get you answers about cooking wild game. And any questions for her before we move forward?
We want to see her catch it, clean it, cook it, and eat it. We want to see the whole
That's-
thing.
An alligator.
That's what I'm
I'm just
looking-
imagining
Tell
her
you,
out there in,
you're right.
in
Right.
chest waders with a long spear hunting alligators.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, when you see
assume-
like people
What, do
going
you use a
fishing
gun?
using their
Shoot
arm.
them in the water?
You catch them.
No.
Yeah, you just catch them, grab their mouth.
Or do you have a giant hook like you're going fishing with a big piece of meat on the end?
Yeah.
Snag them and
That's right. Old school style.
I actually.
I use a fishing rod when I alligator hunt. Right.
That'll work. Kind of not.
Hey,
I guess
Joe.
you can see where it's going.
No, I feed them all the time. It's great.
While we're talking about wild games,
Uh-huh.
you're an expert on this subject. So I want to ask you something. What is the plural of cow? Like, yeah, I see a couple
I see a couple of the cows.
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 And
Yeah, I guess cattle's a
Yeah, cattle.
and there's
All the herd.
there's two dog
the dogs. Right.
dogs right. A pack. So why do we have this singularity when it comes to deer? Nobody says, "Hey, look at those deers."
It's the same with beer. I think the same thing. I say that all the time.
Can I get
You
a
don't
couple
go-
beers?
Because what I would
ain't
like
gonna
to
get
do,
a
I'm going to
couple beers.
organize a march on Washington.
Uh-huh.
My next cause, since my candidate's out of the race now,
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Right.
My next cause is I'm going to lead a march on Washington for plurality for deer. I think they should be called deers.
well, see,
Or we change the rules and we say, hey, kids, look at all them cow. Or,
Yeah.
hey, kids, look at all those dog.
You know, it does get confusing.
It
after a
does.
while.
It
Right.
does.
it's not confusing at all. It's for all those kind of the hoofed kosher mammals. You got deer, elk, moose, caribou.
You don't say see those
caribous.
elks?
No.
Caribou?
I say caribous. Yeah.
Caribou.
Hey, yo,
elk,
caribous.
moose,
Right.
deer.
I caught a
You're
bunch of
refer-
fish.
Same word.
Fishes.
It should be called a fishes.
Yeah, I got. Oh, did you
It's
see
loaves and fishes.
So why
It's
is
not loaves and fish.
Goose,
Right.
geese. Why wouldn't moose be meese?
Meese,
But
right.
it's not.
That's right.
It's not.
Look at all them geese.
See,
Yeah.
so Joe, would you help me with that? Because I'm going to lead a march on Washington. I'm going to fix
I got a
this.
contact.
I want consistency.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'll help you with that, if you help me with mine. What's the plural of breakfast?
I had breakfasts.
Breakfasts? Is it breakfasts?
I was about to try.
It's got to be breakfasts.
Breakfasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bay?
Yeah.
I just thought it was breakfast.
Breakfasts. Okay.
Breakfast.
You slide the S.
Just an
in.
extra S. I think
Yeah.
you need an ES. in there.
Breakfasts.
There's no
I think it's
K.
breakfasts.
Me, it's just I just order more than one breakfast. Deborah, is it breakfi?
No.
Okay, all right, just track 5. All right. Woof. Speaking about going to Washington, coming up next, Dennis Podvin's hanging out with us. All right, this is a guy. It's not far left, but he's got a D next to his name. Big Tulsi Gabbard supporter, pushed hard for her here. She didn't make it. I was even thinking maybe she would be the vice president nomination for Joe Biden. Well, didn't happen. Here's Kamala Harris. Well, that's how she speaks when she's in front of the Southern crowds. Very pandering person. But I want to know what his thoughts on that pick, and plus also the online DNC, Democratic National Convention, and what's going on with those terrible Zoom meetings. Have you seen these? All right, well, we'll talk about it when we get back, okay? That's all coming up next on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Hi there, this is Hannah Price with Voice of Choice, and oh my God, I'm here with the best interviewer I've ever met. Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Expert Concrete in Clarksville. Say what? Has over 25 years of experience. Say what? Has the best prices in town and offers military discounts. Say what? Back-to-back Best of Clarksville nominations. Say what? Decorative stamping, mono slabs, parking lots, driveways, and handicap access ramps, no matter how big or small the job is. Say what? Clarksville, you're a growing city. Grow with it with Expert Concrete. Go to Facebook and search Expert Concrete Company. Say what?
Hey you. Yeah, you. It's me, your tattoo. We used to do everything together, but now I feel like I don't even know you anymore. I haven't had sunscreen on me all summer, and I'm fading away here, but it's not too late. You can mend our relationship. Take me where we first met, to No Regrets, where we could get Sunbum sunscreen and Ohana tattoo butter and start showing me some love again. All I know is, if you don't take care of me, we are through. And I'm taking half of everything too. No regrets. None whatsoever.
Hey there, small business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking for a location to build your dreams? This is April Consulo of Office Now, Clarksville's premier workspace solution. Come check out our fully renovated 24,000 square feet of virtual office space and small private suites. We're located at 1860 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, just across from the co-op. Need a professional mailing address? Well, don't forget to ask us about our new membership program. We offer complimentary coffee, abundant free parking, an entrepreneurial library, and a premier mailing address on Wilma Rudolph. Call for your private tour today or visit us at ClarksvilleOfficeNow.com, where we educate, elevate, and celebrate you.
Hey y'all, this is Shelly Holiday, realtor at Remax North Star. So feel free to add your comments and don't forget to share it on your timeline. Bay's my favorite. Absolutely.
Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. What's up, Bay?
Nothing much.
Here, Bay, wave to the camera. There he goes. Lawyer Wayne, wave to that camera. Oh. Chef Andy. Whiz-ass. Sorry, Deborah. Whiz-ass. Whiz-ads, Deborah. Good to have you, Whiz.
Good to be here.
Check out the bathrooms. Boom. Telling you, it gives you something to look at while you take a leak. I love it. Stop drawing things in my face. Please. And yes, Dennis J. Potvin. What's up, brother? Look at that wave. Look at him go.
I'm just glad to be back, buddy.
Glad to have you. What do you think of the new studio? Not bad.
I love
right?
it.
Isn't this great? Good energy. Good
It is.
vibe. The audio, the quality, the video, the quality. It's just so much better.
Very relaxed.
Right.
Very relaxed.
We're able to have conversations.
And just so people know, you know, I've known you for, of course, years.
Mm-hmm.
You were a childhood idol of mine. I used to listen to you when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. And now you know the rest of the story.
But anyway, you were very supportive of my failed campaign for House of Representatives.
Yep.
And so, you know, I'm always glad when you invite me, man.
Of course. That's what it's all about. You and I may not agree politically.
Right. On anything.
You know, there may be some things that we do find common ground, and that's fine. But we will never know that if we don't talk to each other.
That's right.
And there's a problem today where there's just such a lack of conversation and people just trying to prove they are right. Well, I don't know. Nobody's perfect, I think it's the saying, right?
You know, you can say you don't like the president, but if you don't understand how and why he got elected, and you believe some phony conspiracy theory that was drummed up by the mainstream media, if you don't understand
by Rachel Maddow and everyone else,
the Russiagate hoax, if you believe all that bunk and you don't understand why he got elected, that's to your detriment.
Yeah. Understood, brother. Understood. Now, they recently, last week, okay, boom, big news. The vice president candidate was named for Joe Biden. And that was Kamala Harris, the senator out of California.
Yeah.
What's a little background on Kamala Harris?
That helps him a lot, having California in his back pocket, right?
He needs California.
Yeah.
We need a lot of votes.
We need California because they might have leaned red.
Oh, yeah.
They went for Reagan.
They did vote for Reagan in 1980 and 84.
Can't have a repeat of that.
Well, Kamala Harris was a prosecutor with the DA's office in San Francisco in the early 90s, and she had an affair with the mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, who was 31 years her senior and married.
I recently heard, he came out recently and said something.
He said don't vote for Kamala, I think is what he said, yeah.
He did.
So he appointed her as district attorney for San Fran, and she later became the attorney general of California.
For the state.
For the state.
Pretty big moves.
Big moves.
She became the attorney general of California?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The first half Jamaican, half Indian to do so.
Yeah.
Right. Indian as in, I can't even say it anymore. Now they'll take me off. I used to say Indian dot, not feather, but I won't say that. I don't say that anymore.
No.
Right.
And then in 2017, she was elected to the United States Senate. And like Obama, 2 years into it, she decided to run for the presidency. So, yeah, she's this darling of the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex.
Well, she locked up a lot of people.
Which is what Tulsi exposed on the debate stage. Wall Street and corporations, big pharma, health insurance companies, they all love her. So the donors really pushed her, what George Carlin used to call the donor class. They really pushed her in January 2019 to be the nominee. 20,000 people came out in Oakland to cheer her on. It looked like an inauguration. But she didn't connect with voters, and she was about 3%. In December, she drops out. So now
3%.
3%
of the Democratic approval.
Yeah, she had to drop out before a vote was ever cast.
Right.
2 months before a vote was cast.
Right.
So she drops out. And
she went at it pretty hard with Biden to it on the debate stages.
She let him have it about busing in the 70s. Yeah,
honestly, I remember because I love watching all debates, whether they're Republican, Democrats, okay, whether it's people at Kroger arguing about why this thing isn't scanning the prunes, okay. I love watching debates. She was pretty much calling him a racist and a rapist.
Yeah. She didn't advocate for him in any way, shape, or form, but she kind of knew what was happening. Everybody could see that Bernie was rising, and so Biden was going to have to be the donor's choice. But it doesn't look like Biden's really going to finish this race, or if he gets in office, he's not going to last. So the donors said, "Hey, we got an idea. We like that Kamala Harris.
Well, I tell you, Joe.
Let's make her the vice president. And guess what?
How old's Biden right now?
78.
And let me tell you, and we've been saying this for a while. I was mentioning, I was listening back to some old clips because back in March and even last year, the guy, I'm not a doctor, the guy's got dementia. The guy's got Alzheimer's or something. Did you see him last night? So they got the Democratic National Convention going on. It's all up on the YouTube. Numbers are terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you seen these numbers, Lawyer Wayne?
I have not.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a big online Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's put together by a freshman in an AV class in high school.
Nothing policy related whatsoever. It's all Trump bad.
I know. It's tough watching because I want to hear policy talk.
Right. And so, yeah, they're not coming out and offering, like, say, a single-payer health care. No. Free college, vocational training. No. Ending the wars. No. It's just Trump's bad.
Other Democrats must hate you for talking like this.
They did. And I actually ran to the right of my opponent, who is our representative, Curtis Johnson. I actually ran to his right on a lot of issues like immigration, like unemployment, and they didn't like that either, on Second Amendment rights. So, but healthcare was something I did agree that we need, and so yeah, they didn't support me at all, but you did. But I won the primary anyway. But you supported me, Joe, and that's why I'm here, buddy.
I support everyone. If you guys are on a mission, you want to talk about it, we will honestly talk about it. I don't care what aisle, what letters next to your name. Come on the show. Hang out.
Here's the thing I think that people don't like about Harris is that she flip-flops on a lot of issues. They don't like her her history as a prosecutor in California.
Why? What are some of the things California-wise?
Well, she locked up about 1,700 people for marijuana charges.
Well,
California,
in San Francisco?
Across the whole
Across the
state.
yeah.
And they have this third strike law, which basically means if you get busted 3 times, even for nonviolent offenses,
their law's rough.
You
Yes,
go to
it
prison
is.
for life.
They got the
Strike 3 and
3 strikes.
life in prison?
Yep.
I know some people who have moved out here to avoid living in California.
Me
because
too.
They had 2 strikes.
Third strike,
Yeah, 3 strikes.
life in
You rather
prison.
You rather hit 3 strikes.
Even if it's like smoking marijuana.
But marijuana is now medically legal.
Unless
there.
you don't
Or no,
get
is it recreational now?
Well, you gotta you gotta get it legally. I know there's people that I know know of people in California selling it growing it illegally. Right.
Okay, so then it's not.
It's not
well,
fully
no, It's
legal.
medical.
It's government controlled, just
yes,
like
medical Oklahoma, like all that. Okay.
So she was keeping people locked up so they could use them as cheap labor, like fighting forest, all their fires out there.
How much were they getting? What is that? $1 something?
$1 an hour.
Dollar, right? $1 an hour inmates get. So when they have the forest fires, so they would say, "Hey,
Prisoners.
send the prisoners to grab the hoses."
That's right.
What did the prisoners say about that?
They had to volunteer.
They had to.
It was volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was voluntary.
Okay.
They get $1 an hour.
Hey, you want to sit in prison or you want to go fight fires for $1 an hour?
Let's go fight fires.
Get some fresh air.
I don't know if they
They're
got,
probably in there
I don't
for
know
life.
if the $1 an hour. I do know about a bit about the firefighting program. I knew they were getting paid.
Now, what about the one? This guy was about to get the life sentence, and there was evidence that was going to set him free.
Right.
I saw an article. I read the first paragraph, and then I had to go take a leak. So and I never finished it.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that all about?
Yeah, he had appealed, and the prosecutors had buried crucial evidence and weren't talking to certain witnesses. And so Kamala Harris had the chance to intervene in that and provide that evidence to the court, and she failed to do so.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't want to lose. Come on.
I mean,
Keep the perfect record.
right, yeah, keep that record.
Like in what's
It's
it called?
tough for
Devil's
a prosecutor once they, if they get some exculpatory evidence. This I got some evidence that proves your client's innocent. All right, here you go. So I don't want to lose.
The thing is, when you have
Where's
someone,
the integrity?
What
Yeah, it's an elected position. You're not, you got to serve the voters. And people that see, the great thing about being a judge or a prosecutor is that the people that don't like you usually lose their right to vote anyways because of what you did to them. So it works out.
All right, so
Fellas don't get
I get
to
it. The past is sketchy for Kamala Harris. Okay, I get that. All right, and even when she was on the what was that? The Breakfast Club, eh?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Right,
Yeah.
and
that was
my
terrible.
God.
and I'm
Yeah.
watching it.
And Biden did the same thing. They both went on the Breakfast. They need to do a
And
joint
bombed.
appearance on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Biden goes. If you're voting for, if you're black, you're voting for Trump. You ain't black.
You should
Is that what it was?
You should recap
That
her,
one
you should
and,
recap hers for the.
And Mexicans have more
Oh, yeah.
diversity.
Oh yeah, that
than
was
black.
a different interview, but yeah,
still,
yeah.
It
oh,
came
yeah.
out of that man's mouth.
Yeah, it did. That's right. That's right.
They need to both go on that as a joint.
Why was it important to note that she had an affair with that guy? I mean, I'm just curious why that was part of her accomplishment.
the guy that appointed her to
because he's the one who made her the district attorney. So she slept with the guy who promoted her.
And plus, they bring up everybody dirt, so why not bring up everybody?
And
I was just.
Was he married at the
That's a
time?
good
Yes.
reason.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean.
Yeah, so she's very opportunistic, very ambitious, but
She wants to win. She's a
not
go-getter.
authentic. And the thing is,
No, she's a panderer. That's for damn sure.
there's
and she's Canadian.
strong. You can be
Canadian.
strong but wrong.
She's Canadian. She
grew up a lot in Canada.
She went to like kindergarten and stuff in California, but then went to live in Canada for high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know.
So that's why I call her Canadian.
I just don't think people are going to feel she's authentic. We know she's very controllable by the donor class, and just like Biden, right?
But Tulsi, again, I remember the debates. Tulsi, what was said here within 7 minutes, Tulsi pretty much said in about 60 seconds.
Right.
Why is she still around? Like, if this right here, this conversation right here, eliminates her credibility and her ability to be a leader, why is she there?
Because the donors chose her. They see her as the next Obama. They see her as somebody that the military-industrial complex, that the donor class, the health insurance companies, Big Pharma, they can control her.
Okay, that's her past. What about now? Policy now. Green New Deal, where is she?
She was for Medicare for all, then she was against Medicare for all. She was for UBI, then against it. Now she's for it again. So she's just however the wind blows. That's what she's going to say and do, and that's what they love.
Don't they understand that there's like YouTube now? And
So what is their motto? What is their theme for the?
Oh, like Obama's was hope and change.
Yeah.
Make America great again was Trump.
Build back better.
Oh yeah, build, which is make America great again.
Yeah.
Build back better.
Build back better. That's their slogan.
That's right. Build back
Really?
better.
That's
Yeah.
the Biden
That's
slogan?
it.
Build back better.
Build back better.
How drunk was they?
But let me ask you this:
That's
do you,
not a good slogan.
No, it's not.
do you think that
It's not.
Joe
I don't want to
Biden?
be bashing here, but it's just.
Do you think Joe Biden's going to step on a debate stage with Trump?
Yes.
No
way.
I want to
don't.
see it.
Yes, they're scheduled. The first one's scheduled
There's
September
no way.
27th.
No way.
Not
No
a
way.
requirement.
Yes.
No,
It should be.
It is.
It's not a requirement, though.
No, it's
with
not
the-
a requirement that you.
No,
do
here's
that.
what's
Not
going to
gonna
happen.
It
It's
will
all going to
not
get canceled
Right.
because of
No,
Corona.
it's gonna happen.
They're going to say because of the
better
virus, or because Trump's going to lie, or
miss me,
something.
miss me with that virus. Miss me with all that.
Yeah, I hear you. And
You
we can go vote too. I go to Walmart.
You can miss
Well,
me.
that's the thing. They can do a virtual debate.
That was my next
Just
thing.
have
I
your
was
split
saying.
screen that
Yeah.
MSNBC does it all day long.
Yeah.
Just have Trump on one side, Biden on the other.
Biden,
6 foot, 6
Moderator,
foot.
little
They
square at
want
the
to talk
bottom.
about the 6 foot.
Biden don't have a co-rider.
I'll tell you what. I don't trust those virtual debates too. I watch because I follow. I click like and I follow Biden because I want to watch. Same thing with Trump. I did the same thing with Hillary back in 2016.
Yeah.
I liked the page. Oh, and I got crap from. Well, how could you like this page? I want to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And I watch it. They first of all, the numbers are terrible.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching these things.
No.
And second of all, you could tell it's scripted, especially when like the script is skipping. Okay. And he's doing repeat words.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris can't do a debate either.
No, she can't debate
What's the
either.
first question they're going to ask? When you said such and such and such and such and such and such about Biden, okay?
Yeah.
What made you change your mind about him when you said that,
And
that
the
about
thing
him?
is-
That's going to be the first question.
They already asked her that. Colbert asked her that.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what her
Yeah,
response
she said
was?
it was a debate.
It was so cringy. Here, look at this.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Let me pull this up. And then
But the thing is, Pence is very measured. He's very emotionless. He's very calm, and he's going to be quite the contrast to her because she's very emotional and sometimes irrational. She goes off script, and that's bad.
But then again, being in politics, you can't have emotions. I don't care.
Right.
You can't. You just can't.
Right.
You there to do the job.
Right, like Obama was very measured and very scripted. He stayed on point. He didn't get, arm waving and all that stuff, and that made him look good against McCain and Mitt Romney.
And I'll tell you, I'll give Donald this. All right, and I don't mind the way he speaks because as a guy from that area, I get it. He's a New Yorker. But I get it why people would be turned off by his approach, his brassness, his rudeness. The guy is an a-hole. No doubt about it.
You got to think about it.
But he has been, in these last couple of months, very reserved. He hasn't been saying, pig, you pig. You know what I mean?
I go
it's
back to
interesting.
this, Joe. Can I just say something about Trump real quick? If you look back at the night he won, he gave an excellent speech about uniting the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won November 8th. Well,
Everybody, the world was shocked.
You're talking
It
about
was
his election acceptance speech?
election acceptance.
Oh, it was a great speech.
It was
I read it.
It was a great speech. He actually came out. He said because they were starting that locker up stuff. He goes, no, none of that.
Yeah.
He said, listen, it's time to unite the country. Now I didn't vote for him, but I'm just saying he came out and gave a great speech. He said, it's over. I want to credit Secretary Clinton. She fought hard. She's tough. He said nothing but nice things about her. He said, we won, and now it's time to lead the country. And the very next day, the New York Times dropped the first Russiagate story against him. That this was an illegitimate. It was an illegitimate because the Clinton campaign created that.
Right.
And
hence why there was no concession. Plus, I think she was hammered.
It basically put him on his heels the morning after he won.
Day one?
They said he was illegitimate. So I actually feel bad for him that he never got a chance. Never, not for a minute was he given a fair break.
And I'll tell you what, the guy's accomplished some things, even with the opposition. I'm not just talking about political parties. I'm talking about news media.
Well, look at the other day. The United Arab Emirates had a peace deal with Israel.
Awesome.
And
Whoever makes that deal, awesome.
The mainstream media did not cover it at all. They covered, I guess, the Harris pick, right?
Right.
They did not give 5 minutes to that. So, yeah, they're so biased and rotten. And luckily, people like me, who's voted Democrat most of his life, I see that.
You get so much. They must hate you, though.
I like it.
I know. I know.
Well,
It's respectful.
I supported Tulsi Gabbard because she does not go with the party politics. She does not just go with all. She voted.
Well, she's not a communist.
She voted present on the
Right.
impeachment. Remember, she
Yep.
took a lot of heat. He said, "Hey, at least she didn't vote for it, right?"
Yep. Yeah.
I would love to see her named like the ambassador to the United Nations or Secretary of State. I'd love that.
I would like to see,
her
Tulsi
switch.
in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I would. As a Democrat.
Yeah, I mean,
because that party left its people a long time ago.
yeah, they're the party of corporations and war. I mean, that's what they are
And
now.
pandering to Marxists.
Pandering to social justice warriors.
Look what's happening in Portland. Okay. We got to have you in more often, Dennis.
Yeah, I love it.
I appreciate you. You bring a different perspective.
Well, like I said, if you don't understand why Trump won, then you're not paying attention.
Do you get in arguments with people that have the same letter next to you that are
like my wife?
Yeah, does she have the, what do they call it, the Trump
derangement? Yeah, absolutely. Right.
How does that go?
Well, see, I actually have a sense of humor. So when he does something funny like Pocahontas,
yeah,
I love that. That's hilarious because she deserves it because she's a liar. She lied about being a Native American.
Real quick, did you see who was speaking last night for the Native American
caucus? I mean, there's no shame whatsoever.
Guess who was a guest speaker for the Native American caucus at the Democratic National Convention last night?
It
was
wasn't
Elizabeth
Warren. You
Warren.
gotta be kidding me.
Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, wow.
It was Elizabeth Warren.
Is there no self-awareness here?
None.
Are they just trying to do?
None. And they're offering you nothing.
Are they just trying to fuel Saturday Night Live sketches?
They are. But the thing is, Saturday Night Live, their attacks will always be just soft paw attacks on Democrats.
But they're loading them up softball sketches.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren.
You should have seen this video of
I gotta look this
who
up.
was it? Stephen Stills and this Porter guy. They were doing the something happening around here, and it was the worst. Hold on.
So let's put it
Oh
this
yeah,
way.
keep going. Your wife. I'm sorry.
So I will
bad.
argue with my wife. I say, okay, Obama expanded our military presence from 2 wars to 7 in 8 years. Trump has not. They've tried in Venezuela, but it hasn't worked.
Right.
So we haven't started any new wars under Trump. I can tell you, I got the best tax return this year that I've gotten in a decade. Under the Trump tax plan. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. And we actually got a nice rebate for my daughter's college tuition. And my wife was shocked. Oh my God, I can't believe we got that. I said, you realize that's the Trump tax plan, right? And she was like,
thanks, Obama.
No, I right. But when all you see is Trump bad,
And I like your wife. She's good people.
she's good people, but she buys into what the mainstream media.
You got it. There is that bias.
Yeah.
We proved it right from the start of the show again today with the YouTube deleting the video of a conversation.
Right.
Right, and they are, and this is why there is a media bias. They go to the college. What do they got? They got these terrible, terrible biased professors, not teaching what they're supposed to be teaching. They're teaching Marxism. Now these kids, boom, they get indoctrinated. They go out into the real world. They take those jobs at the social media places. They take the jobs writing news, broadcasting the news. They work their way up, and what's still in their head? Marxist professors teaching. And then when you go against them, well, I'm just going to shut you down.
Yeah.
Nope, no verification check for you. I got denied again last night for a verification check.
Well, here's what I'm hoping happens, at least for Tulsi. I hope she runs for governor of Hawaii in 2022. I do hope she switches to Republican. Because there's still a lot of good people in that party.
I want her to keep that letter, though. For that party, and I get it. The racist history, the whole bit. You know what? You're right. Maybe it's time to get rid of that party.
Let's put it this way. If Biden loses, maybe then finally the Dems will have a reckoning and say, okay, guys, we've ran a corporate moderate 2 times in a row. We offered the American people nothing under Hillary or Biden. Maybe we need to go the Tulsi Gabbard direction in 2024. Now, if Biden wins, forget it. She's got to get out of that party.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Because it's the party of Bernie Sanders and AOC and Green New Deals and $4 trillion tax hike, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Hey, this is just a conversation we're having here. You agree? You disagree? More than welcome to join us on the show. Anytime. It will always be civil just like this. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate you, brother. Lawyer Wayne, what'd you learn on the show today? Anything stand out for you?
I'd forgotten that she'd had the affair with Willie Brown.
Yes.
I had to Google it to make sure I wasn't putting out a fake story again. Snopes says, yep, confirmed.
Confirmed.
I forgot about that.
Snopes is fake, too. Believe you me.
I know, but if Snopes says it's true and it's about her.
Yeah, then it's definitely true. Right.
I got trivia to get to, though, guys.
Yeah.
Chemo's.
Chemo's tonight. Chemo's tonight, 7 o'clock. Big prize trivia. Chef Andy, thanks for coming on today. What'd you learn on the show? Anything stand out for you?
I actually like the political stuff. I might be the least political person, not only in this room but that I know. I am for sure. I do not. I don't like the what's going on right now to me. So I don't like it, and I don't have any part of it.
Well, that's what I like about Dennis.
I won't do any of it.
Your grandma
And this
Shirley
is pretty
just
cool
rolled
to-
over in her grave.
I know, because she loves it. So does my mother. So does she. They are all about it. Watching it. It drives me nuts. I can't do it.
Of course.
But I learned a lot from him.
Yep.
I mean, and listen, this is
He
really
doesn't
neat
divide. He unites.
But
I agree.
He has his reasons, like what he said whenever he first got on there. He has his reasons to why do I think this way about this, and then he probably has a lot of Democratic things that are amazing in the Democratic Party. I mean, that's why there's 2 parties, and then he's saying why is what I like.
To those Democrats that may have made comments and left comments, okay, he's not a Democrat. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got to understand.
Oh.
The Democrats left you a long time ago. The party, Rolling in Graves mentioning, JFK, imagine if you saw it today.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
All right.
Lord.
Could you imagine?
No, he wouldn't believe what his party is.
Right. The party of, tearing down statues of George Washington in L.A. 3 days ago? Come on now.
Yeah, defunding police.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's got to stop, my friends. My Democratic friends, don't feel bad like you're leaving your party. Again, they left you a long time ago.
Yeah.
The only way you can fix it is locally.
And people with
Move
really
it on
good
away.
ideas. Like
Yes.
Andrew Yang. Okay,
I
you
like
didn't like
Yang.
him, but he had an idea.
Right.
And by God, he could not be moved off of that idea, but they didn't want to listen to it.
Right. You know what? I haven't seen him, I don't know. We could talk. We'll talk more. We'll talk more. Dennis, what'd you learn on the show today? Anything saying that for you?
I learned about how good squirrel brains were.
Yes, with eggs.
With eggs. Squirrel brains and eggs.
Unbelievable.
You'd have to give it to me and not tell me what it was, and then say, "How was that?"
Hey, you know what that was?
Kind of like I'm going to do turtle with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring turtle next
Bring
time.
turtle.
And y'all
That's
are
what my
gonna-
grandfather used to do.
Have you ever eaten turtle head? No? Can you eat turtle head?
No.
What, Lawyer Wayne? What?
No.
Deborah, what'd you learn on the show today? Anything saying that for you?
Yes, you don't know. You apparently have never been hunting, and maybe went fishing once. So
Sounds about right.
It's arrow season.
Right?
yeah, and
Next
arrow
is
season.
bullet.
You don't know your.
Bullet season.
That's a good one.
Andy and I need to take you to Kentucky and give you a fishing pole.
The only hunting I did was Taliban in Kandahar.
Terrible.
Where we use the guns that go bang, bang,
Bullet
bang, bang, bang,
season.
bang. Yeah, bullet season. No, I played dumb to make you guys feel better.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
Yes.
And I do feel better.
Okay, good.
I don't know about that.
Man, what'd you learn on the show today?
The world's still crazy.
World is still crazy. But I'll tell you what, the best is yet to come. It is. And I learned that tonight. I might be 5 minutes late for Chemo's Big Price Trivia tonight at 7 o'clock, 125 Franklin Street, downtown Clarksville. It's called Big Prize Trivia because $100 gift card to Chemo's Hawaiian Bar and Grill up for grabs for first place. Second place, $50 gift card. Third place, $25. 10 rounds of questions. And let me tell you, it's not like dorky trivia. It's cool people trivia. So, yeah. And you're part of the cool people, so come on out. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And don't forget to share this on your timeline. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you tomorrow as we continue the Party with a Purpose here on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.